Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the top 5 things about Jack video, and yeah, it's pretty good. I did some creative tips, and I also did some helpful team tips, and I'm just gonna get right into the video. So have a great time, thank you very much for watching, and enjoy. Number 5 is Jack's very own interlude quest, in which you, the main character, as well as your team, which is Vivian, Gloaming, and Sunny, you go to explore the ruins to find the draconian runes that the mysterious sorcerer is trying to take over the world with. And so basically what happens is that, yeah, you get the quest from Ophelia, and then after you get the quest from Ophelia, you head over to the sanctuary where the Horus Brotherhood lives. And the Horus Brotherhood is a cult that has Jack as its leader. They have their own different values than the rest of the world. And yeah, when you head inside the Horus Brotherhood, you get captured, you interact with Jack, and of course Jack doesn't believe the story that you're trying to say, and he holds on to the draconian rune, but it is too late because Jack gets attacked by the mysterious person. And so one thing that makes Jack's quest really special is that it sets up the storyline. It also shows off a bit of Jack's personality, but also it's the setup to Jack's interlude side quest. And that quest is also important because not only can you get good stuff from that quest if you have Jack the unit, but also it tells you some history about Jack. And so one of the biggest things about Jack in his history was that he was an explorer in a trio, and one of the trio died, and the one that died, he loves a woman who mistakenly thought Jack was the man that had died. And so Jack pretty much lives as the man that died, but he never accepts her love because that would be a betrayal of friendship to his partner that had passed away. And yeah, so that's number 5. So let's go into number 4. Number 4 is Jack's skills. And Jack's skills can pretty much be summed up by his passive skill, and that is Blood Collector. So Blood Collector is required for all 3 skills. So what Blood Collector does is that it gives him 1 layer of the skill. So it gives him 1 layer of Blood Collector when damage is taken. And this includes damage from all types of attacks. So normal attacks, physical attacks. It also does include status effects, so enemies that do a lot of status effects, if he takes damage from it, it will add to his Blood Collector. And then yeah, Blood Collector is required to use all these skills, and you want to try and stack it up as much as possible for the skill rolls, so that he does more damage with his moves. So what Blood Blade does is that Blood Blade, so Blood Collector can be stacked up to 10 times, and what Blood Blade does is that it increases his attack strength by about 100 to 150%, and it also increases his attack speed by 50%, which makes him very dexterous, and he can do a lot of damage to attacking units as well as hybrid. Now Bloody Flash increases his attack speed mainly, but it can also increase his attack strength. And when you look at the move, it can increase his attack strength by 15-60%, but also increases dexterity by 60 to 100%, so that's really powerful. And even though Jack requires defense promotion material, you can say that he's also a tank hybrid that has more of a offensive upside. And the biggest skill that Jack has to be number 3, and that is Whirling Blade. It is also the skill that you should mainly level up, because when Whirling Blade is used, he uses anywhere from 300 to 750% of his attack strength. And when you use Whirling Blade with 10 layers, it cuts the enemy death by 25%. And that's really important because cutting your enemy's death by 25% can effectively take out their tank, or it can take out any of their hybrid healing / offensive units. And this is what makes Jack so deadly, because having that 750% attack buff, especially with hybrid runes, ones for attack as well as HP, you can make Jack become really powerful. Number 3 is just some character conjecture, and that's the fact that Jack, when you look at him and when you look at his storyline and that stuff, he just really reminds me a lot of Accelerator from a certain magical index. Because Jack, I mean, you can look at him, he's got silver hair, he's got the eyes of Accelerator, but also his personality and attitude. He has that anti-hero with a villainous attitude, you know, a wicked attitude to him. Although, unlike Accelerator goes through a lot of character change, Jack, though, doesn't seem to go through that character change, in the sense that he's pretty much truced with the Adventurers Guild, but it feels like he could turn on them in any moment, mainly because he's an assassin and he's a killer. You know, unlike Accelerator, it seemed to me like Accelerator had a lot of reasoning behind the actions that he did, but Jack to me seems a little bit more like a loose cannon. Very unpredictable, but he does have a strong resemblance to Accelerator from a certain magical index.
俺にこそこそと攻撃させんな。真正面からやろうぜ。
Pretty cool line from a pretty cool voice actor. I just thought I'd throw this in real quick. And for number 2, it is Jack's voice actor, who is Takehito Kayasu, otherwise known as Dio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And so Takehito, he's a long-time actor in anime. He's been supporting acting for about over 30 years. He's been in everything from Evangelion to Gintama to Soul Eater, and yeah, he's just been in very many shows. He's a very good actor, and he plays you know, pretty much anything. But one thing he's known for is his antagonist roles, and as you can hear from Jack's voice, it's one of those voices in the sense that it kind of sounds like a bad guy, but it also sounds like a guy that's, you know, kind of crazy, the guy that you don't want to mess with. And yeah, I just thought it was a cool thing to put in here. So let's head into number 1. Alright guys, last but not least, for number 1 is Jack's team setup. So there are 3 main teams that Jack really works well with based on what I've read, and that is an early team, a mid-game team, and a late-game team. So for the early-game team, this seems to be the most popular, and that is Jack, Daisy, and Pandora. And the reason why is because Daisy can quickly activate both of their skills with her own skills, because Daisy damages her own units. So Pandora can quickly charge up her 20, and Jack can quickly charge up his 10, and their skills will do a lot more damage. And so basically what you want to do is that you want to set up Jack more as a defensive tank build, and then set up Pandora and Daisy all attack. And you can probably take out your enemy's tank early, but they might struggle against another healer or a high damage unit behind that tank, because there's no healing in this team. So that's why this team is recommended early game, because you can take out all of the player versus environment stuff, and you can also win a lot of battles in which the enemy teams don't have healers or they have weak tanks. Number 2, which is the mid-game team, is Jack, Daisy, and Miho. And so the reason why is because with Miho's skills, it works well as a good balance. In other words, it heals up Jack. Jack can be more of his attack defensive hybrid, which is what he usually is. Daisy, of course, keeps buffing Jack, and Miho heals them so that they don't die as fast. And so this is pretty much a mid-game team. It works in the sense that Miho's healing and buffs and stuff just really help Daisy and Jack out, and you can win a bunch of fights. I probably wouldn't use this team against another team with a stacked tank, but if it's a 2 DPS 1 healer team, I would definitely give this a go. And then last but not least, Jack's late game team, based on what I've read, is Jack, Daisy, and Sandra. Now, here's a couple things to know about this team. It's only going to work if you have very good runes. And so Sandra, as you know, Sandra and Miho, they're very both powerful healers, but Sandra can heal more than Miho with her skills, unless Miho is very high starred. So Sandra, she can keep on healing Jack. Daisy in this case will be doing most of the damage, but also Daisy will be charging up Jack's skills so that Jack can try and kill the enemy's tank. And like I said, this is only going to work with legendary runes. So one thing that I've read, Victoria's runes, which can be equipped on most characters, Victoria's rune sets are very powerful and are highly recommended to be equipped to other characters, including Sandra. And so Sandra with these powerful runes can heal a lot more with her skills. And so for late game, if you want to use Jack late game, they strongly recommend using Sandra and Daisy. You have to have good runes on Sandra in order to be able to carry, because if you have these good runes on Sandra, then she can pretty much hold her own against the enemy's DPS as well as their tanks, and Jack will slowly destroy their tanks with Daisy's buffs. So yeah, that is my top 5 video on things to know about Jack. If you liked it, please leave a like. And if you're interested in more character videos coming in the future, then please subscribe. I appreciate all my subscribers. And yeah, thank you very much guys for watching. Have a great day. See you soon.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see.